Okay, guys, we're going to get started on the family board meeting blueprint. So I'm going to tell you guys exactly how this works. Let me see if I can start all these other meetings real quick. Give me 1 second. Big back, big girl coming from the seat.
Recording in progress.
1, 2, 3. Shh. I'm on the call. Hello. So I'm going to start letting some people in. So I'm going to start letting some people in. I'm going to ask that everyone is muted. I'm going to start sharing my screen so you guys can see it. So I do want to make sure everyone can see my screen. Let's see. Not. Okay, so I'm going to give everyone just a few to get into the meeting and to, of course, make sure that I have everything going. I'm not like really tech savvy, so I'm still trying to make sure I got everything all together here. So please bear with me. Okay, so maybe I need to tell everyone to go. Okay, let me share this. Okay. Okay, so I can see you guys on Zoom. I'm not really for sure if I can see you on the live social media, but let's make sure we're recording. And we're going to get started in about 2 minutes. So make sure you guys have your glasses of wine or your favorite beverage. It can be tea, no judgment. But I do want you guys to kind of relax and to make sure that you guys put in the chat any questions that you may have. All right. Okay. Hello, Joey. How are you? On our training. All right. So make sure everyone is muted so we don't hear any background sounds. Can everyone see my screen? Let me make sure I can see everyone. Okay. Let me make sure everybody can see my screen here. All right. So we are going to talk about the board meeting and how to conduct your board meeting for the holidays. Oh, looks like there's a little lag, but that's okay. Okay. So basically, having a board meeting. So this is one of the strategies that I have seen a lot of business owners kind of miss. And this is a great strategy that I do share with a lot of my business owners just to make sure that they are taking this amazing strategy. Let me make sure my stuff. Okay, so basically the family board member. So basically with us doing this on the holidays, we're already having family here coming into our house. So why not get them involved in what we have going on in the business? I've been in a little bit about myself. So I am a certified tax advisor. I've been in this industry for about 16 years. I have had my brick and mortar office located in Lyman, South Carolina for about 7 years. So I love to work with small business owners, just showing them how to strategize and how not to legally have to pay the IRS more than they legally should. So, one of the strategies that we do use is the family board members. And a lot of our small businesses don't know about this, which is why I wanted to do this training. So, the family board member meeting, so this is pretty much a blueprint. So, how you need to structure the board meeting is to organize a family meeting, something similar to like us having a Thanksgiving dinner. So everyone's coming over. So why not give them a little bit more information on your business, how it's structured, and then that way they can kind of sometimes give you feedback. The tax strategy and compliance comes in here is just formalizing the meetings, which is going to provide a legal foundation for tax deductions and compliance, which is going to be maximizing your financial benefits. And then, of course, sorry, I gotta make sure. Okay. And then, of course, the blueprint also fosters unity by aligning family members with shared business goals and responsibilities. And then the long-term success, let me move this out of y'all's way. Let me make sure everybody is in here. Give me 1 second. Where is it? I think it's over here. Sorry, guys. Let me make sure I'm getting everybody in here. I think we got some people in the waiting. So get her in. Okay. I think I got everyone in so far. Okay, but basically, and then for like the long-term business success is implementing this blueprint supports discipline, flexibility systems for sustained wealth and business security. And so we're going to talk a little bit more about this here in just a second, but I want to get through these slides. So understanding your family. Sorry, guys. I have 3 little small dogs. 1 second. Hey. Okay, but basically, let's understand your family board meeting. Sorry, this is what happens when you have kids and dogs. So please forgive me. So basically, what is a family board meeting? So the purpose of these meetings is to formalize business discussion among family members to plan strategies and to review performance. As far as the legal and the compliance importance is the board meetings help maintain a corporate formalities and fulfill legal and tax documentation requirements. And this is also enhancing the family governance. So structuring the meeting strengthens the family involvement and it fosters transparency and encouragement, accountability, and business decisions. And I say this because, like I said, I'm sorry, guys. I'm about to put them out. Just 1 second. Okay, sorry. But basically, I say this is because my dad has been in business for like 25 years. And so basically, we as his children kind of give him advice on different ways of marketing. And also as far as on my end, so I have 4 daughters. My oldest one is 20, and she gives me a lot of advice on different ways to market. So she is a part of my board. My 2 older girls one's in the Air Force and one is in the Army. So they're not here in the state of South Carolina. So sometimes I would have to fly them down. And typically that's going to be around the holidays. because they're coming down for Thanksgiving or they're coming down for Christmas. And one way I can write off some of those expenses is because they are part of my board, is paying for those expenses through my business to get them down here to join our board meeting and to also celebrate the holidays. And again, like I said, we'll talk about that a little bit more. But basically, going into that is like meeting preparation and documentation. So although you're having like the family members come down and you want to ask them a couple questions about your business and give them information of how you're running the business, so that way they can kind of give you feedback, you definitely want to have someone document this. So normally this is done by my 16-year-old. She is our note taker. So she will be documenting like everything that we are discussing in the meeting. Sorry, we got another person coming in. Okay. So, but basically she'll be the one documenting the meeting notes for us so that I can go back and retype those in like a more professional way. And I'll show you exactly how the meeting notes needs to be structured whenever you guys are having a board meeting. And like I said, this can be done for the holidays, like for Thanksgiving, for Christmas. Typically you want to do this on a quarterly basis with your board. So let's click on. So make sure everyone is muted. Make sure. Okay, so I think I got everyone muted now. So basically, the strategic importance of this. So of course, tax planning is always super, super important for all business owners, simply because we want to stay ahead of the game and making sure that we're paying the least amount of taxes legally possible. And doing that is tax planning and making sure that our structures are set up properly. Why this strategy matters. Oops, sorry guys, what's happening? Oh, we're gonna get better about this because apparently, okay. So implementing the family board meeting is more than just a formality. It's strategic. It's like more like a strategic move that delivers multiple benefits. First, it's going to create like a legal tax deduction by allowing certain expenses such as travels, your meals, lodging to be categorized as more of a business related expense when incurring for the meeting. The second is it strengthens the business structure by sorry, I'm trying to make sure that you guys can see the little bullet points, but it doesn't look like it's like pulling up for whatever reason. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through it. So, but basically, like I said, you guys can write off like travel, your meals, your lodging, stuff like that for any of the board members that you're flying down. So, like if they need to stay in an Airbnb or if they're staying here in the home with you, these are things that you'll be able to deduct as a business expense through having the board meeting. The second thing is, of course, it's going to strengthen the business structure as far as like the corporate governance, which is practice, which is crucial to any like LLC or corporations. And then the third really most powerful thing is the audit proof documentation. So with the fact that you're taking notes and you're creating these minutes for you guys doing these quarterly meetings, this is going to pretty much audit proof. So like anytime you have an audit, the IRS does ask for your minutes. And so when you guys already have it typed up and stored away, this is something that you guys can go ahead and give to the IRS whenever they ask for, instead of kind of scrambling around. And again, this is how you will be able to audit proof the business. Build unity and clarity within the family, because I know that my family members love to get more information about my business. So for instance, we have a family member that's in a hospital that she is, I absolutely believe in my heart that she is absolutely getting there. But all of the family was there. They said was, they see me marketing on social media. And he said that he had no idea really what goes all into my business, but he would love to learn, which is why we do the board meetings, because I can kind of bring him into my business and explain to him more of how and what I'm doing in my business. And that way he can kind of give me feedback from looking on the outside into the business. And then that's going to help me continue to grow and scale the business. And basically that's also going to ensure that everyone understands the business goals and their role in achieving them. So this clarity also kind of minimizes like conflicts, and it promotes a shared vision, which is, I think, is super essential for long-term success. By formalizing these gatherings, like your family, they can kind of transform a routine discussion into like more of strategic session that is going to enhance compliance, optimize your tax benefits, and also foster collaboration. And then basically that's kind of like letting your family in on what, like I said, what you guys have going on as far as your business. And it also just kind of makes them feel good to kind of feel involved into something. Okay, and then the next one. So the benefits, here we go. So the key benefits here is the family board meetings offer basically like a range of tangible and intangible benefits. From like a financial perspective, they enable deductions for like anything as far as travel, meals, and lodging when these expenses are directly related to the meeting. So this can significantly reduce like your taxable income, and it can also improve cash flow. Additionally, these meetings reinforce the LLC or the corporation formalities, which is super crucial for maintaining liability protection and then also demonstrating compliance in your business. One of the other things that it also supports is planning, just kind of helping you get into the routine of planning by creating like a documented process for decision making, which can be invaluable during your transition for succession and any type of planning. Beyond the financial and legal advantages, these meetings I feel kind of strengthens like again the family relationship, and then it also fosters like a sense of ownership and responsibility among the members. So like for instance, like if I'm saying or asking advice from my dad, like he's always going to give me like the best advice because he's been in business for like over 25 years. So he can tell me the good, bad, and the ugly, while I've been in my business for 7 years and I'm still kind of learning the ropes. And then also, like I said, getting everyone else involved that may not have a business, just kind of with them seeing you marketing on social media, they can always bring you back feedback on like, can you tell me more about the accountable plan or different ways to deduct things for, through my business. And then that way it kind of gives me information like, okay, let me create like a training or something to educate them a little bit more so that my audience understands the different types of things that they'll be able to do. But basically, by combining the tax efficiency and the governance and a family unity, the board meeting blueprint becomes more of a powerful tool for like sustainable businesses and growth. And like I said, we went over like the financial advantages because you can write off the things like the meals and the travel for bringing your family members here down to celebrate. So you do want to have like a meeting for about 2.5 or 3 hours, just having a conversation, and then go into your feast of, Thanksgiving or your Christmas or whatever you guys may be celebrating. So the other question that I get is who should be on your board? They should have like little splits. Apparently my presentation is slacking, so I apologize for that. So basically the different people that can be on your board can be anyone pretty much that you trust. So like the common people that you might have is like your spouse, you might have like your adult children, any of your parents that may want to get more information on your business, or you might really trust any of their advice. As often as we both have like personal and financial stakes in the business. So basically, additionally, like inviting a trusted friend or an advisor can help you have like an external perspective and help you maintain objectivity. So basically like a tax strategist. So I do join some of my clients' board meetings so that I can kind of give like an education. I do have a couple of videos that I do send to them, and they can play that video during their board meeting, and that can count as far as like education, just kind of letting them know, what can be a write-off, or we might talk about the accountable plan or different ways that we can market in our business. So I can create like a video for some of my clients to share that and to kind of have that over the board. I did do one meeting, which was Money Management 101, because I have young kids. And although I have an accounting background, they don't do anything accounting. They hate everything accounting. So basically, I did a money management 101 class just to kind of give them more information on how to better manage their money. And although they seem that they're not listening, they're listening. For instance, like my oldest daughter, she's 19. She came and said, "Hey, Mama, can you create a budget?" And that would make my heart smile because I'm just like, you really made me feel that you weren't listening to a thing I was saying about money management, because as soon as they get it, it's gone. But when she came back to me, I'm just like, and said, "Mommy, I need you to help me create a budget," that was just like game changer for me. So make sure you're talking to your children and talking to them about it, because although, again, they may not seem like they're listening. So basically how to run a successful board meeting. So running a successful board meeting, like our family board meeting, requires for them to actually participate and for also some type of discipline. So we have to make sure that we're taking this seriously. You guys can start by setting like an annual meeting on like a certain date that might work with you and your family members, and you guys can just kind of meet once a year just to kind of get like the feel of everything, and then you can start doing it more often, like on a quarterly basis. But basically, you want to start setting that consistency. And of course, you want to prepare a detailed agenda. And I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about when I say prepare a detailed agenda, so that way you have this documentation. And this is going to be your audit proof to make sure that you won't be fined for not having this type of documentation. But the things, of course, you want to go over. Sometimes you don't have to go over the financials with the family members, because sometimes we don't want them to know exactly how much money the board is making. So maybe we might want to go over like any type of strategic goals, like things that you've already accomplished, and then things that you might be working on within the next 90 days. And again, like I said, you do want to make sure that you're documenting all of the key decisions that you guys decide to be making. And then also like any action items, as these records serve as, like I said, proof of compliance. And then additionally, keep all of your receipts. So if you're dad down, I don't know, from Colorado or from whatever state they're coming in, make sure you keep those receipts. And you just want to keep like a little folder on your computer or either a flash drive, because that is also going to help you stay audit ready. So sometimes your accountant may not ask you for these receipts. Sometimes they do. It just kind of depends on the accountant that you guys are working with. But you always want to make sure you just have this on record just in case anything kind of pops up. But basically, like I was saying, following these steps is going to help the business create like a structured process that is going to meet like any type of legal requirements, is going to optimize your tax benefits, and it's also going to foster collaboration among family members. And this approach transforms what could be an informational discussion into a formal impact event that strengthens the business. So this is one way that you guys can kind of have a board meeting with your family. Oh, look, you guys, sorry. Here you go. So schedule an annual meeting, prepare the detailed agenda, document the minutes and the actions, and then keep the expenses and the receipts. So it's just a little laggy. Sorry, guys. And then the next steps is, of course, you want to schedule and notify. So begin by scheduling your first meeting and informing all the participants well in advance for an effective meeting, to make sure that it's all on board. Advisor to ensure the compliance and optimize your tax deductions during these meetings. So just making sure that you have everything all structured, prepare the agenda and the records. So create the agenda. So basically saying this is what we're going to go over. You want to document everyone that's going to be a part of the meeting, and then also document what you guys talked about. And then, of course, building the compliance, help you strengthen compliance, build family wealth, and also ensure business is aligned with your shared vision. Because who doesn't want to instead continue like pay their family members instead of having to pay outside help? This is one way how we are able to build generational wealth. So really quick, let me show you guys the board documentation. Let me find it really quick. And then I can show you guys exactly what this would look like, this meeting notes. So let me move this over here. Oh, did it not save? One second. I'm going to show you what the meeting notes needs to look like. So that, and then I have everyone's email address on file if you registered for the class, and I can send you guys a template so that you guys have a copy of this. For some reason, it is not coming up. Wonderful. It's not pulling up for some reason. Let me look one other place. And then I can't show it to you guys. I'll make sure you guys have an email so that you guys can see what it looks like. Because I'll give you a template, and then all you would need to do honestly is is it here? Yes, here it is. Make sure you can see this. Let me stop this share, replace screen share. Share the window. This one. Okay, so here you go. So this is basically a generic version of an annual family board meeting. So this is the things that you'll want to make sure you cover. Of course, you want to have everyone listed in the meeting, which you'll have like you as far as the business owner, a spouse. You want to replace everybody's name here. It can be a family member or an advisor, and then like a trusted friend. So these right here just kind of give you like a general idea of the people who could be on the board. And you have to have at least 5 people to have what we call a quorum. And then, of course, you want to have your meeting purpose. So this purpose of the meeting is to review any business performance, discuss any strategies for the upcoming year, reaffirm tax and business policy, and to ensure planning for this. So you guys can talk about what happened prior, and then you can talk about your wins, your losses, or any type of challenges and any type of lessons learned. Again, this is something that you can go over with your family members, and then just having some of that feedback. Oh, sorry, guys, something happened. Can you guys still see my screen? Let me try one more time. It looked like it stopped sharing. Can you guys on Zoom see my screen? Okay, perfect. Okay, so, but basically, like I was saying, so you want to go over, like I said, your losses, any type of challenges, any lesson learned. And like I said, like my lesson learns are always good because my dad is always the one to be like, okay, this is what you need to do moving forward, because he's been in business for so long and he just knows it all. He really does. Okay, and then the other thing could be like a financial snapshot, just kind of like the revenue, the expenses, your net profit. And again, if it's a family member, you don't have to go over this information, because I know that sometimes this could be more information than some members need to know. And then, of course, you can have the policy review. So you guys can talk about like the home office reimbursement policy. That's one good thing to put into your meetings. If you guys don't have that and you do have a business and you have a home office, make sure you book a discovery call with me. I'd love to talk to you, because I can definitely go over some of these strategies that we can implement in your business. And we can do this before year end. So any strategy that you implement, you want to get in front of this before December 31st to make sure that you guys can go ahead and take advantage of this deduction. We'll have the mileage and any type of travel, any de minimis safe harbor information you want to go over, the accountable plan procedures. This part is super, super important. A lot of businesses need to have accountable plans, especially like if they have health insurance that they're paying out of pocket and they want to reimburse to their business. The accountable plan is the correct way to do that. Again, medical reimbursement strategies, record keeping and documentation. Down here is your goals, or any type of goals that you might want to talk about for this upcoming year. And then your session planning, like anything that you might want to review to kind of get information back from your family members, and then any additional notes. So of course this, like when I send it to you, it's going to be in a Word document so that you guys can always go back and edit this information and change anything, but at least you kind of have a template to kind of go over. And then of course, you'll write your conclusion and then any signatures that need to be a part of this form. So I would, like I said, I'll definitely send all of this to you guys so that you do have it, just in case you want to get started on this process. With our clients, we do this for our clients on a quarterly basis. So what that means that is we do the meetings with our clients, we document the meetings for them. And so when we're done with the meeting minutes, we'll send it to the clients for them to sign, and then we'll just kind of store away in their folders. And that is pretty much it. So let me know if you guys do have any questions. I have just a few more minutes left. And again, like I said, I'll send all of this stuff to you guys. But thank you guys very much for joining. Oh, sorry, my video stopped. Thank you guys so much for joining. I'll try to do these at least once a month so that you guys can hop on. So if you're not following me, make sure that you guys do start following me so that you guys can get those notifications. But other than that, you guys have a wonderful and blessed night. Good night.